Hello, this is Kelly Jennings with another Apex Nutrition podcast. Today I'm going to talk about something near and dear to my heart. As many of you know, I've started kind of a new endeavor called the Kick Butt Kitchen Dinner Club. But I just kind of wanted to let you know my heart behind it a little bit with some recent research and just insight into this. So I am a huge advocate for homemade meals and also gathering families as much as possible. It's not always possible with sports and everything else. I get that. But as much as it's available to kids, the better. You know, I think as a mom or anyone in a family who is responsible for making dinners night after night after night, I get it. It can feel like a thankless job. It can feel like a lot of work. And it's hard to just, provide dinners that everyone likes all the time. So that is a tough job. But here's the thing. I want you to know that it's one of the most important things you can do, literally. It may feel like nothing, but it's quite the opposite. It's everything. There are studies, I could go on and on as a dietitian about, if you put out a homemade meal versus takeout versus something from the store that's like a commercially prepared frozen meal. The difference in inflammatory fats that you're getting, the difference in availability of awesome nutrients you're getting by just adding cracked pepper. We talk about this in the Kick Butt Kitchen Dinner Club. But another side to it is mental health. There are decades of studies, so many studies that show that kids, teens who regularly have family dinners have significantly decreased incidences of depression, anxiety. They deal with cyberbullying better. They are less likely to use drugs, marijuana, alcohol, the whole thing. It runs the gamut. So I wanted to give you a few of these statistics just so you can be encouraged. Even if no one's thanking you, I'm going to thank you for them. I'm going to tell you how awesome it is, even if your dinners aren't perfect. In the Kick Butt Dinner Club, we emphasize, amazing, nourishing dinners. But the thing is we get them on the table in 30 minutes or less. That's part of it, because I also know that we are all very busy. And so I'm trying to take as much friction, as many barriers away as possible and help people. And it's a whole system, and that's how we do it. That's why they're fast. It's not because they're processed meals or you're always buying like rotisserie or something. It's because there is a system and a flow to it that allows prep ahead, so things are very easy. Also, for the person making the dinners, me providing the menu, the recipes, and a shopping list just reduces mental load by so much. So I'm hoping to help you help them. And this is how you're helping them. Here's some of the stats. For teens in grades 6 through 12, having regular family dinners, at least 5 per week. I know that's a stretch, but I have to say that I think even just the availability, the consistency, and a kid knowing it's there, even if they get to it late because of soccer practice or whatever, they have significantly lower incidences of depression and suicide ideation. It's huge. Like if you are around teenagers, they have so much stress right now. And I think it's because of phones. I really think a lot of it is because of phones and just, the whole social things that happen with phones, knowing that you're being left out. It's different. It's simply different than it was 30 years ago. Also, a lot of kids are really high achieving, and there's a huge push, as you get into college, to take really hard courses early on. Sports are often a little bit more intense than they used to be. There's a lot that goes into it. But I'm here to tell you that the studies say that the more you can provide family dinners, it takes the edge off of a lot of this. These kids are, 3 to 4 times less likely to be depressed or anxious. It won't take everything away. It's not some magic cure, but it's an amazing help. Another thing I wanted to chime in about this is that although family dinners have actually improved since COVID, so up until then, the occurrence of families having dinner together had steadily gone down, of course, since the 1960s, down to 2000 and then to 2020. It just steadily went down. But because of COVID, families started eating together more, but also started eating together longer. So it wasn't like a quick grab and go. It was, actual family dinners at COVID because we were all stuck at home. And this trend has actually held a little bit steady. It's not as high as it was at COVID, but it's much higher than it was pre-pandemic. But here is a huge issue. Only 25% of the families who report having dinner together report that it is without phones. So, I mean, I think it's a bit of a soapbox for me. I think that parents, you got to set the precedent here. If you're having your phone at dinner, I mean, I think it's still a good thing to have dinner, but man, like that little device is the device that causes so many of these problems. To set the example of having that buzzing, that notification, that addiction there, put them away, have a family dinner. It does not have to be perfect. It does not have to be perfect. It can be good enough, okay? And good enough often means, a source of protein. If you can just throw some spring mix on there, some pre-washed spring mix, you'll get those greens, those habits, sitting down together, having real food. I'm going to give you a quick tip, far outside of the dinner club that I would love for you to be a part of. But one easy thing we do is we just roast chicken thighs. And what you do is you put chicken thighs on a cookie sheet. You put them in an oven at 400 degrees, 20 minutes, flip them over, 20 minutes, and they're done. If you just pair that, even if you buy, like a sauce, like a barbecue sauce to go with it or something, that's fine. If you just pair that with some greens and some sort of healthy starch on the side, sweet potato, it could be corn on the cob. You can make that in the microwave. It could be rice. It can be a slice of sourdough bread. It does not have to be hard. It does not have to be perfect. Putting that on the table is night and day better than not gathering at all. So I just want to encourage you. This is a short one today. My week has been a little bit crazy, but I will link to my website, and on my newsletter, you'll see a lot of the articles. So if you're not signed up for the Nutrition Bites, that's when you get like the full written article with this. I include all the citations whenever I write those. So that's like the bigger production, but I love my podcast. So I'll always chime in here as well. Parents, you can do it. You can do it 5 times a week, maybe once, everyone goes a different way. I think it's lovely to just kind of have a chill night. Sometimes my kids, sometimes they make their own, whatever, 1 time a week, but the majority of the time, prioritize it. You can do it. It's one of the best things you can do as a parent. I truly believe that. So let this be an encouragement to you. It might be thankless, but it is so important. If you want my help, I will make this easier for you. I will provide the shopping list. I will provide the menu. I will provide the recipes. It's only $14 a month. You can quit at any time. So you could literally do it 1 month and then repeat that menu over and over and over, because it's a decent amount of variety, for just 1 month. I teach you how to double certain recipes so you have a stock in the freezer. I teach you how to prep and cook in a flow, so you could literally learn from me 1 month and then leave. I would be so happy to help you in that way. There's no trick to it. I'm not trying to, upsell you. That's it. It's called the Kick Butt Kitchen Dinner Club. I hope parents, moms feel absolutely kick butt when they are in it. Not downtrodden, not tired, not fatigued by dinner, but kick butt. Because not only do you get all that, but you get my insight on the ingredients we're serving. So if you want to encourage your family to know why you're putting greens on, why the sauce you used has a certain spice in it, why whatever, you'll know every time, and this will empower you to teach them. Another thing I want to say about this is kids want to know. 2 things about this. One is I speak to hundreds of teenage athletes. So these are middle schoolers on through high school every summer. They want to know. It's amazing. I talk about, in one lecture, I talk about this, everyday nutrition, eating for like health. And in the other one, I talk about performance nutrition. In both, these teenagers, it's like, maybe 200 or something. They're taking notes. They want to know. I get emails from their parents asking questions to clarify because their kid is bugging them about it. I usually have to stay, it's like an hour to an hour and a half lecture. I usually have to stay an hour after that because these kids line up to ask me questions afterwards. It's nuts. And they come up there with their notebooks and they ask me, hey, this is what I eat. Do you think this is good? They want to know. The other thing is I've recently started working with people one-on-one as like a nutrition counselor again. And I have young adults in their 20s who are hiring me to teach them how to put together a healthy dinner. They literally don't know how to shop for it. They literally don't know how to put it together. They don't know what should go on it in some cases, but they want to know. They want to be healthy. They are, some of them, coming to me with labs of high inflammation and things like that. And it's kind of, a lot of them are at healthy weights, but otherwise they want to be healthier. And so if you think that as a parent, you teaching a kid, we put grains on, we put protein on, and we put a healthy grain on, or whatever that's going to look like for that night. If you think that's lost, it's not lost on them. And if you are annoying with your amazing facts that they have 60,000 miles of arteries in their bodies and the greens on their plate, fortify that innermost layer and help blood flow through better, they don't. I'm telling you, they listen. Even if they don't act like they're listening, they listen and they want to know, and it's going to stick with them. This is huge. This is huge. It's a huge passion for me. I had a person in the Kick Butt Dinner Club tell me what a difference that has made in the life of her family today. And it brought me to tears, because it's like everything. It's a huge part of life. And if you can teach your kids, they're so far ahead in life, just knowing how to nourish themselves, even if just one meal a day. It's an important meal. So I was going to chime in and give you some encouragement to keep after it. Keep after it even when they're picky eaters and they say they don't like it and whatever. They don't want to be there. No. Cover your ears. Tell them why it's good for them and put it on their plate and let them see you eating it without distractions, with being present as well. You've got this. I know it's hard. I'm here to make it easier. So join me in the club. Like I said, you can quit at any time if it's not your thing, but I think you'll learn from it and then you'll see what fun it is. I hope to see you there. And as always, thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you next time.